The gang's all here to say goodbye to the Popcorn Talk Network and discuss some of our favorite gaming news of this most recent history. What? It's inventory full, and it starts right now.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movie.
You just gotta wiggle. You gotta.
That's not the same as having fun. I'm not letting you I didn't get the invite.
You gotta do a little bit of the lateral motion back.
I'm trying. I don't.
This is what you'll be missing.
I don't move that well.
This is what happens when we haven't done a show in a while.
Shout out to the iTunes listeners. Welcome everybody to Inventory Full right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. I'm one of your hosts, the internet smart Donica. We got the entire team here. We got Nate Miller.
What's up, nerds?
We got Stacey Shuttleworth.
That was pretty good.
I don't know.
People at home, she shook it.
I had to get it on the action.
It was great.
It hath been shook. Patrick Dees.
What is up, guys?
Oh man, it's been a minute since we've had a full show together.
It has been.
But we're going to be talking a little bit about the future of this version, this iteration of the show. But before we do, it's just nice to see everybody.
It's nice to be seen.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of been in their own places. I've been working for Twitch, which has kept me from here on Mondays.
Yeah.
But it's since we are on Twitch, I'll do that great advertising thing and say, hey everybody, Wednesday afternoons, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, on the front page of Twitch is a sci-fi scripted series called Artificial that I am the broadcast engineer for, and it's been a really fun experience to do all of that. You can help an AI robot person become human by being a terrible Twitch person.
Yeah. Who would have thought being a terrible Twitch human would help somebody become a human being? It's such a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful.
It's the cycle of life.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I'm
Also,
so touched.
make sure to subscribe because we've got some fresh emotes as well as some sweet badges for everybody. If you stay on long enough, use your Twitch Prime subscription. It'll really help us out because we're going independent. Hey everybody, Patrick, what have you been up to? Because I've seen everybody and talked to everybody a little bit. You've got that Siege wristband on.
I still have a Siege wristband on for some reason. I haven't been playing Siege. Dude, I went down this rabbit hole with Arkham. I played City.
Okay.
And I'm like, fuck it, let's just roll right into Night. Let's just do this. Because, again, console games, there's nothing coming out, nothing of note anyway, nothing AAA. And was just enjoying it, and I've rolled almost all the way through Arkham Knight. So I'm at the very end of that. Probably going to play some Uncharted and then wait for Spider-Man. That's what I'm doing.
Did you play them when they came out?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
And, I've literally, my entire life, I played, 2 or 3 games more than one time. It was, BioShock, Last of Us, and, I think that's it. And so for me, it was interesting revisiting these again. And loved them, and there was a real reason. I'm telling you, Night is a highly underrated game.
How did you feel about us not hearing anything from Rocksteady this year?
I
E3?
was crushed.
Yeah.
I was crushed. But, it was funny. In my mind, I remember that game being pretty good. Nate, did you play Arkham Knight?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Did you play any of the Arkhams?
I remember renting one of them and playing a few of the levels and not really
Asylum,
enjoying
maybe, at the
it.
beginning?
It was probably
Okay.
Asylum. Yeah.
So in Asylum, and then City was a little bit more of an open world, and then Arkham Knight was just all of Gotham, and it's great. And he plays.
I'm just not crazy about Batman.
It's fair. Their take on the codependency between Batman and Joker is pretty dope, actually. And those guys will always be my Batman and Joker.
The fact that it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill makes it hit that much harder.
Dude, it just really does. And so they do some really cool things with it. And it's like a true trilogy, right? What shit they set up in the very first one, they pay off at the very end of Arkham Knight, which is kind of cool. But that game, I remember it being solid, and then it was like, all right, well, I guess. But you looked it up, it was an 85 on Metacritic. I feel like it's 10 points short of where it probably should have been. But
I think because of some of the how they were attempting to get people off of the scent of what certain story beats were supposed to happen. It was a similar thing that happened in Arkham City, where they built up the idea that this is a connected DC world. It's not just Batman, but it's everybody. And then they didn't go further than it just being a couple of name drops, which made me really sad because it felt like it was going to build from there, and it didn't. It just kind of went flat for me. I still really enjoyed City a lot, and I really liked Arkham Knight. I didn't finish it on principle. But fun. Fun
and dark. I had forgotten just how fucked up that game can get. There's some moments, I'm telling you. But anyway, I don't know. I've just been killing time, waiting for Spider-Man.
Did you play the Call of Duty, the Black Ops beta?
I did. Did you get into that?
I played it a little bit.
Super interesting. That's right. I probably should have touched on that. The new stuff that I'm playing. I don't know. I wasn't. I mean, give me your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you thought.
You first.
Oh, you asked me. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I thought it was trash.
Nate and I agree on something.
Garbage.
Hold on.
Yes, I know.
It looks amazing.
It
looks beautiful.
But does it though? Like, I mean, even compared to like
think it looked great.
Battlefield.
I really like the level design too.
Were you playing it on 1X?
I did.
Okay, I was gonna say 1X versus PC.
Oh, okay, true. I played on.
It's pretty similar.
But it's no Battlefield, right? Like, so I think that I was hoping, whatever. I don't know what I was hoping. The classes are weird. I thought the time to kill was different.
Time to kill, like, I like the classes system. I like what they are going for, but the time to kill is so low that none of it matters.
No, neither does the health thing. Like, there's still almost the same time to kill. So like, it's if you barely survive a scrape, then you can like.
And also, the mobility in that game is just way
Trash.
too
much.
You think it's bad?
I thought it was bad.
I thought it was just too much. I thought the fact that you can vault through windows and shoot in the vaulting animation.
Oh, got it.
Is ridiculous.
I also
it makes no sense. Let alone is like there's no way to play against that. He's literally shooting at me as he's coming out of cover.
Oh, that's
when
interesting.
He's out of cover.
Right.
Like what?
And you can shoot while you're swimming. It's a trick.
Yeah, you can swim
It's
underwater and then just
straight like with no noticeable degradation of accuracy. You're still like super on point, like as you're shooting.
Well, they're super spies, part robots.
True. Yeah. But I will tell you the coolest thing about that beta was the teaser, the Battle Royale teaser.
What Battle Royale teaser?
Like as in that main menu when you like they have all the all the options. Well, in the top right there was a little window that you could click, and there was a Battle Royale teaser. It's like 10 seconds, and it shows a bunch of this dude snipes a helicopter out of the air, and then he jumps on a quad. It looks fucking dope.
Really quickly, not to pivot too much, but I just saw that Dying Light is getting a BR mode.
Yes, it is.
And that sounds
I'd be into that.
pretty interesting to me.
I want to see it.
If you can like
on
front
board.
drop kick people dead
On board.
and you have to deal with zombies, no offense to our friends at H1Z1, but the Dying Light world,
Yes.
Pretty dope.
Also, their
makes
parkour mechanics and stuff too.
cool.
They feel good, right?
Like parkour
Yeah.
fights with people.
Yes.
Also, their melee stuff too. If it's that same thing of, it kind of depends on how they go. If it is more of a melee focus with a few weapons, I think that'd be great. If it does become more of a shooting focus like most other BRs, I don't think it's going to be that good because the shooting in Dying Light is not.
It's not great.
No,
It's okay.
It's
It's not good for
serviceable.
PvP. It's good
Right.
for zombies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
For people, it would be really bad.
Can you believe they're servicing that? It's 4 years ago that game came out.
And they just
No,
announced the
for
sequel.
the new one you're talking about, right?
no,
the old
no,
one
no,
is
no,
getting
no,
it?
the old one is getting crazy.
That game still plays great.
I agree.
just went back and played. I'm like 25% of the way through the expansion that they put out for that, where it's like instead of being in the city, you're like out in like a field.
And you drive the cars, right?
Yeah, and you drive,
sick.
but also it's a field, and the night zombies are still there everywhere. And there's no buildings to crawl. Like there's nowhere to hide.
Crazy.
Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's why I really haven't kept playing it.
They do that really well. That whole the
boned.
night cycle is pretty dope. I super
It's-
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough to kind of get me back into the game. I might pick it back up on a Steam sale. That version of a BR, a little interesting.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
So long story short, I didn't like Black Ops. I am very excited about they've got a new Battle Royale trailer beta coming out, which
My
I'm
thing
excited
was
to
just
see.
like nobody. If you're gonna the whole thing that you're pushing for this new Black Ops is that it has BR. Why wouldn't you include a BR beta? Why would you
It's
include
next.
Maybe it's not
multiplayer
ready.
beta?
It's next.
Nobody cares about Call of Duty multiplayer.
Heists?
It's not.
It's gonna
None of
play
it
the
has
same.
Come on,
changed.
heists. I'm kidding. I wasn't into it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, we're here to rub your back. Oh, you're dead. It took 1.5 seconds.
They're trying to get on that Grand Theft Auto money, which is still making money. Speaking of people playing Grand Theft Auto recently, hey Steve,
really? Hey,
how have your experience in Grand Theft Auto been?
Very pink and explodey.
I'm sorry.
It's been wonderful.
Tell us about your squad.
So my squad is well, we're a thing.
Are you playing on
apparently-
PC?
I am playing on PC.
Oh, you should have told me. I would've
Oh well,
rolled
I
around
am.
with you.
I am here. So
What are the joining requirements? I want to see if he qualifies.
Well, we have a uniform.
Okay. Oh, I'm guessing it's pink.
It is the gaudiest, brightest pink hoodie that you can find, and
I got
the
that.
men have Hawaiian short shorts,
Perfect.
and we have sparkly skirts. It's amazing.
What?
So we also have matching pink cars, which apparently they did while I was at RTX. So I still need to go get my my pink Prius, because apparently we're saving the world now.
Wait, so
Yeah.
they're
I
all
no
print-
longer want to be a
Right.
part of
Yeah,
this.
no, I was going to say. I know. I was looking at you.
Withdraw
there.
my application.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of the GTA base game when it came out.
Yeah.
This online thing is nothing like
It's crazy,
I played.
isn't it?
It is wild.
Yep.
I have a rainbow colored garage.
Great.
I have cars in every color of the rainbow.
Remember too that you're also playing it essentially at the end of its life.
100%.
Because
This is fair.
they're they're putting anything and everything
Yep.
in sales and everything into that game right now because I'm assuming that their focus is going to shift to Red Dead and their online stuff when that comes out.
But
Oh,
what if
totally.
it doesn't?
I have a feeling they'll keep it up. I mean, people are still making money from while people are playing the game.
I think there'll be a shared currency. We'll talk about Red Dead a little bit later, but I think that its online mode will be shared between both worlds.
No.
We'll see.
No, the GTA one is too
no,
effed up already.
no.
I really, they're gonna, it's gonna be completely different because even if you look at the history of GTA Online, it was very different than how it is now because they didn't know what they were doing.
For
They
sure.
were just trying and kind of throwing stuff at it and seeing what worked. And now the way the game is now is a lot better than it was then. But it's still held by a lot of limitations of how it was designed back then.
Sure.
So now going into it, the whole new, and they've taken their time with this game too. I have a feeling it's going to be very different. I'm sure we'll see a lot of the same systems, but I think a lot of those, like for me, the thing that killed me from playing GTA Online was like the load screens when
Yep.
you're doing like
Yeah.
Yeah. The menu systems are just,
it's awful
Yeah.
stuff like that, and the way, even the way the PvP system works and like randomly encountering people and
yep.
the sharding
Yep.
too of servers, it's all really strange and like explained in like another language, which makes no sense.
No, totally. It is not
I'm
very
hoping
Really
it's not
quickly, while we're
too
talking
much
about
like-
it, Steve, I just sent you something in your email. If you could kindly bring up that picture, that'd be great. What I'd like to know is the antics that you get up now that this world has sort of been unfolded. There are attack drones, there are rocket bikes, there are all sorts
Yeah, we
of
got
business.
the rocket bikes thanks to a modder. over
What
there.
sort of chicanery do you get up into?
shenanigans.
Shenaniganry.
I mean, we've kind of been all across the board. We tried to do a heist, like actually do one of the proper heists.
Oh, you did?
And very quickly got over that and
So fun.
flew
So
planes
fun.
around. I mean, it was very fun until I had to fly a helicopter, which I had literally never done
Okay.
in game before.
Fair enough.
And it's like, you have 2 minutes
And your
you have to
team's
keep
counting
this
on you,
plane
and you're like,
alive.
You need a controller too.
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
only been playing
yeah,
with a
that-
controller.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
I imagine you just shouting. Just like,
So much chaos. Mostly it has a lot to do. Oh, that's our gang. That's the crew.
All right.
Does your gang have a name?
Oh gosh, we have a crew name. It's like the Sparkle.
Sparkling
Some
I was gonna say
other-
the,
You
the
forgot to mention
Pink
the
Street Posse.
the
cowboy
LaCroix.
Oh, the
boys.
cowboy hats and
Yeah.
and the Uggs. I also forgot to
Well, no,
mention the Uggs.
I see Uggs, but I also see sandals with
sandals with
socks.
well, the men
That's
have
my-
sandals with socks, and we have Uggs.
Nice.
It's
Sounds
so
kinda
this
sexist.
picture actually, well, because we don't have a sandals with socks option as a woman.
That's
Utter bullshit.
Which is
rock
absolute-
star.
yeah. No, I agree.
Sparkle
It is
gang.
ridiculous. We're the Sparkle Gang. So this picture actually, there is one person who we do not know and have no idea who he is.
Wait.
But he walked into the clothing shop while we were all getting dressed and was just like, "Yo, I want in on this."
Beautiful.
And then proceeded to spend the rest of the game following us around, playing the game with us. We rode the roller coaster on the pier several times, and then tried to beat the roller coaster by running along the tracks, and all died horribly.
Sure. As you do.
Classic Sparkle
Yeah.
gang.
Yeah.
Went up on the Ferris wheel and shot rocket launchers at each other. That's how you play this game, right?
Classic Sparkle. Yes, it is. It is.
You know.
The joy of this.
That sounds like something that we should probably be streaming right here on Inventory Full PT.
I
should probably
mean-
follow and subscribe for more.
That is the plan, because there are some really ridiculous things to do in this game.
Was there anything else that you've been playing recently?
I've kind of been all over the place with games. I've played a very little bit of Witcher. I've played a very little bit of Zelda. the first Witcher.
Starting from the
Never,
top.
never gonna get to
I'm
3.
gonna do it.
All right, we'll see.
I will.
All right.
I
No,
have
I know.
faith in me.
Even if she
still.
does ever get to it, she'll never finish it.
It's
I
true.
will.
It's
Yes,
true.
I
Spend so
will.
much time reading
Stacey,
books.
Stacey, you and me.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yes, I've been playing a little bit of Witcher. I played a little bit of The Legend of Zelda or Breath of the Wild. I've been playing a little Overwatch and a little Fortnite, but really not enough. Like, I haven't stuck with anything for a while.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Even with this isn't necessarily a transition, but even with summer games happening right now, have you been playing much?
More than before, but still not that much.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of good nights, like, with various friends, and that's it.
Like I logged in, played a game of Lucio Ball, got my complimentary box, got my Hammond boxes, and I haven't really touched it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I tried a game of Lucio Ball too. I still suck.
Oh, it's so much fun!
So bad. I'm so bad at it. I am
love
so
Lucio Ball.
bad at it.
So when you say Lucio Ball, it sounds a lot like Lucille
Lucille
Ball.
Ball, yeah.
And when you
So
say
it's a
that's
it's
what
a
I'm here
competition
for.
where everybody's at a assembly line and
Yeah.
just stuffing chocolate in their mouths as fast as possible, or selling pills.
No, that I would be good at.
Yeah, you'd be okay,
could
but
win
not
that.
not actually doing it in person, but
Lucille Ball.
controlling
No, in the game.
a character.
Yeah.
Like who's got the fastest hands? It's probably Moira. She's gangly. She can
Moira's
spin the lead.
my special.
I'm not a part of this conversation. I stopped playing
Lucille
Overwatch.
just because
Was there something that took its place?
No, when they announced Hammond, I
you
was
just over it.
like, this game's not for me
You know,
anymore.
you've always said that. You just only, to be fair, it says he hates hamsters all the time. Like if there's one thing I know about Nate,
Yeah.
you fucking
There are a lot
hate
of streams that we've had to
hamsters.
cut
There's a funny
early.
story about that I will not say on stream.
Color us curious.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't.
Coming later,
I haven't bought
subscribe
that
for
plan.
more. If you give us a top tier subscription, maybe we'll tell you, because that gets you the Nate emote.
Story time with Nate.
All right, so since we're going to 50 bits for Lucille Ball, thank you, Robbie. But since I want to do sort of a longer discussion on what you've been playing, I've been working too hard and have been focusing on my Switch and have been really enjoying what it is to be a Switch owner, to the point where there have been games, whether it's been indie or otherwise, that have been coming out that I've been like, you know what? I'll wait for the Switch version.
Yeah.
Case in point, Guacamelee 2 is coming out this
Yep.
week. I love Guacamelee, but
Yep.
I'm like, I played it more on my Vita than I played it on my PlayStation.
I've heard that.
So I'd be like, no, I'm going to wait for it to be on Switch. It might be a year,
Yep.
but Sony's not going to get my money. Nintendo is,
Yep.
which is a really, really weird thing to say.
You,
but,
what are you playing then?
just a lot
On
of
Switch.
little stuff. I've been playing Pokemon Quest, which is essentially that mobile game where you just kind of set it and forget it.
Cool.
And build your teams and collect them all, and they're adorable little cubey boys,
They are
but
very cute.
boys and girls. But aside from that, I got into a beta for a Ruby mobile game.
Oh, yeah.
that was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fun,
yeah.
and I'm excited for that to come out. And I streamed that. Go watch that stream. And then recently, I've been doing a lot of on-site sit and wait sort of things, and I've been bringing my new laptop here,
Yep.
and I've been playing the very technically strong. It requires a lot of RAM and bits to play it. It's a Mega Man cross Street Fighter, which is a 5-year-old game that was released as a special sort of ROM hack. That's you play as Mega Man against Street Fighter characters across the various.
I'm on board.
Yeah, but it's
yeah.
no, it's really
right with you.
it's really fun. It's just more. It's new classic Mega Man, but you like learn the Hadouken or the Hurricane Kick or all sorts of stuff. It was officially
Classic.
It was.
Do you know how
Mega
much
Man.
RAM a hurricane kick takes?
A lot.
A lot of RAM.
At least 2 or 3 RAM.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 RAMs.
Yeah.
That's right. For
That's
each
a lot of
for
RAM.
each- I know. That's
Are
so
you
many
sure
RAMs.
that's too many?
When they're
Yeah.
charging at you.
I know.
It's okay. I can give
know.
you a link where you can download some more RAM.
Oh, I can down. Oh, thank you. I'd really appreciate that. This is still a pretty new computer. I do need to download some more RAM. But I'm just kind of gearing up for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
really,
me too.
Like I kind of wanted
Can't
I
wait.
kind of wanted to wait for New Game Plus for God of War, but now I'm at the point in time where why would I spend the time to play a new game? Yes, you in the front
Stacy?
New Game Plus?
No.
for God of War.
I want it. I know.
Okay.
No, I know it exists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy my own copy of God of War to play it. I'm there.
But that's what I mean is like if I'm already so sort of pressed for time that
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart 8 as well.
Have you?
I've finally got it and I've been unlocking everything, and that's been fun and it's nice to have.
Just
that sounds like a story.
On the go, not like docked.
No, on the go. I even got a Pro Controller for it that I've barely used.
Yeah.
Because I'm just playing it like in bed at my desk, whatever. But Spider-Man, I'm super stoked for.
Did
Yeah,
you
me
hear
too.
Diablo is coming to Switch?
I did, and that's another thing where it's like I'd
play that.
I will play it.
I will play that.
I think that's a perfect game.
Doesn't
to
it?
bring to
Yeah,
mobile.
yeah. But I was very excited
It's
about
a
it
game
too.
that I have not played yet and probably won't play on PC. But if I do get a Switch, that would definitely be something I would pick up.
Dude, yeah, the console versions were incredible.
Yeah.
Very good.
I had a friend that was helping another level up who has everything top level, like a whole bunch of AoE stuff. They're at like the last level, walking through and just kill anything that comes at it, vaporize in a moment. And the other person just like level up, loot all the top of the level stuff, and it's like, so yeah, let me know if you want to take a lap again. That'd be great. But I talked to him a lot, and he has Diablo 3 on every platform that he can, and he's like, you bet your ass I'm getting it for Switch, even if I have to level up all over again. I'm super stoked for
That's
it.
interesting you mentioned that. I wonder if there'll be any sort of like Battle.net login where you can pull characters down.
Probably.
Like it's all server side, right? Like I would hope, but maybe not.
But the fact that
very surprised.
the fact
But maybe
that
not.
the pre-order bonus being a Ganondorf character skin, I'm super into that.
Yep.
I didn't even see that.
So that the weird little Nintendo stuff, like Skyrim had the Legend of Zelda skin, you could find the Master Sword and the Hylian shield. Like that little extra Nintendo bit of stuff, I am so into that.
It's legit.
I'm super happy for it. Thank you everybody for the bits. Thank you K-Wolf. Thank you Nerds Doing Stuff. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And we also appreciate any subscriptions if you can care to offer them. Hey, it helps grow the show. We could use it. Well, speaking of Blizzard, hey Nate.
Very smooth.
What have you been up to? How's your life been?
I've been playing World of Warcraft.
I have.
So how is Battle for Azeroth?
So good.
Yeah. How does it change the game?
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
So it's really interesting because the last expansion, Legion, changed a lot. Was I would say more of a change, more drastic changes than to what we have now, Battle for Azeroth. This is Battle for Azeroth is almost like a Legion 2. It takes a lot of the same systems. They made a lot of changes, but more or less it's the same. So like world quests and like the Azerite power thing, a lot of grinding, a lot of time gating. But they took the lesson from like, so for example, last expansion when Legion came out, I came in, I played, like the first 3 or 4 weeks, it was awesome, and then I got burned out pretty quickly. It became hard to progress without really like doing a lot of work and finding groups with people who are like really try hard and not really people I want to have. It's not fun at that point.
Right.
And a lot of time gating, a lot of like punishing you for over grinding certain things. They would like scale up the cost of certain skill ups and things of that nature that you needed to progress. So now like there is still time gating to kind of help stretch out the content, but the way that they've done it, there's enough things to do that it's like, all right, cool, I did enough on that till next week or till the next day, whatever. Now I can go do this.
Sure.
Or like a lot of it is rep gated, where it's a lot of rep you need to get the next step in the quest, but everything you do otherwise gives you a little bit of rep. So you're always building towards stuff. So those changes, along with class changes that they've implemented, I love it for me personally because I have played a warrior since Classic.
Since Vanilla WoW, you've been playing the same warrior. Cool.
I started with a hunter first, but I didn't really like it at first. Warrior's the first one I got to max, and that's what that's always been my main. And
now it's Altapalooza?
Well, no, I mean, recently, within the last few expansions, I did bring more alts, just because often now when you buy an X pack, you get a boost. So I hate leveling. That's part of the reason why I never had alts. So I've been using the boost. So now I have a little diversity. I've been playing some other things, but I still leveled my warrior first. Cool. But the thing with Legion, the warriors were not in a great spot at launch, which made it kind of not as fun to play. This might be why I'm a little biased. Warriors are very strong right now.
Yeah.
And the class design is really fun and feels rewarding.
Cool.
So I, for the first time ever, was the first one in my friends group to hit level cap. Usually I'm the last one to do it, but I just blew through. I'm like way ahead of everybody else.
Wow.
I've already completed all my mythics for the week. But I'm loving it a lot. And then on the flip side from the gameplay stuff, the story has been fantastic. They did a good job, I think, with Legion. It was a lot of fan service, but it was also a lot of stuff that needed to be covered. Whereas with BFA, it feels almost like we're finally reaching a new chapter in the Warcraft story. But it's all based on stuff that's already happened.
I was gonna say it feels like it's back to the basics.
Yes, they're trying to do well. Also, like the past two expansions, there've been these huge world-ending consequences. Like Legion was you're fighting the Burning Legion, which are like literally space demons from another planet or another dimension.
Okay.
So the Alliance and the Horde are like, hey, we all don't want to die. Maybe we should work together and kill the demons. So you've had that going for a while. There've been people for us to unite against. Now they've created this thing that's really interesting. Because of what happened in the end of last expansion, there's now this new resource that's very powerful for weapons and all types of things. And so now you have both factions fighting for control of the resource and trying to get certain areas. And it's created this really interesting conflict that has gameplay and like world implications, but also story implications from these characters that we've known for like some of them 30, 40 years if you're looking at like the Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 lore too. So for example, seeing like Jaina, we're seeing stuff from her childhood play out now with her coming home to Kulturas. And also like the Zandalari trolls are something that has been in the game for a long time, but we've never been to their home. Same thing with Kulturas. It was in Warcraft 3, but in the entire 12 years that World of Warcraft has been out, you've never been able to go there. Even though we know, and canonically it's in the game.
It's there.
So stuff like that is just really making it engaging. The questing zones, I've only done the Alliance side so far, but the questing zones are just awesome. The music is beautiful. I think they're the best zones they've ever done. They feel dense, they feel populated, but also very varied. It's also just a refreshing change because again, Legion was all demons and everything was Felgreen and everything was in space. And whereas now you've got forests and you have swamps, and the difference between this is really cool. So the Alliance has their zone where they level through, and the Horde has a completely different island that they level through. So there's actually two
full area.
There's two full questing zones.
Great.
Wow.
And the second one opens up for you to do like world quests, which are like dailies, so that you still get to experience some of it. But as far as like the main quest line, you basically have to roll another faction character to get that other side. I'm just really impressed. Yeah, and the quality of the world quest has gone up too. I'm just really impressed. Now again, you have to ask me again in like 2-3 weeks. It's been a week, so I'm still very much in honeymoon.
But I mean, even when we were all sort of into Destiny 2 when it first came out, there was still like a couple of stuff here and there.
Yeah. Well,
and the longevity of a game like this, it will eventually get repetitive.
Of course.
But at least all of the systems seem to be in place to make that experience as fun as it can be, as long as it can be.
Right. It's really interesting seeing how they obviously know when they start to lose subs and when people dip into that place of where the hardcore people are always going to play, but the people that come back, when they have these, they're going to go to Gamescom and say, hey, we have 10 million subs right now.
Yes,
which they
will.
do. But will they have those subs 3 months from now? No, they won't.
Right.
I mean, I honestly think they're going to retain more players this time because they made it easier to maintain an alt. They made it easier to even just maintain a different spec, which allows you to have more content to play essentially because you can play it a different way.
For sure.
Between the stuff that it rewards you for like the way they redid the PvP system, that whole balancing is different, and I really enjoy that a lot. The way they balanced the classes. I have a few complaints. But so far, most of the things that I've complained about haven't really held back my enjoyment. And I'm kind of being like, all right, maybe you guys were right about that decision.
You're tough to win over too. That's really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is we have global cooldowns in WoW. So you use an ability, it takes a certain amount of time before you can use another ability.
Sure.
Now, before, there were certain abilities that you needed to use instantly, like a defensive cooldown to save your life, or like a heal, or even like an offensive cooldown to make you do more damage so you could burst someone at a specific time you needed to. Now, most of those abilities are also on the global cooldown. So that changes a lot of things like macros where you could you could click one button and it would cast this ability, cast this ability, and then dump on people.
Yep.
Now you can't do that.
Right.
It broke a ton of macros.
That's rad.
Huh.
I mean, it's good in one way, but in the other way, it also slows down the game significantly.
Sure.
Because there's more thought going into, instead of just hitting the macro and dumping all your stuff, all right, I'm casting this, I'm using this, he's using that. Now what am I going to use in response kind of a thing. So in some ways, I like it a lot more for PvP. For PvE, in some ways, it feels like it slows things down more than is necessary, like, because it's a computer, like, it's not I'm gonna hit my same rotation over and over again anyways, because that's how I get max DPS.
Sure.
So there's some things in there that I wasn't too sure about, but so far they've done a good job, and they've been really diligent about hot fixing and patches and updating stuff. Even like my class warrior, our stat distribution was awful because we had a mastery stat that was literally, the stat value was so bad, any piece that had mastery on it, you would just literally throw it away, even if it was 20 item levels higher than what you were currently wearing. But they hotfixed that to buff mastery and reduce some of the abilities overall to kind of compensate, and they're watching the numbers, and it feels good to see that they're trying to balance things, but not, sometimes they can be very heavy-handed, and that's what I was concerned about. So
would you recommend people starting with this expansion?
I do think it's a good time to play. Okay. I think they simplified a lot of the profession stuff, which I think also was great. Legion professions were a nightmare. Now I have never been a profession player, but now I have my jewel crafting almost maxed, and I'm leveling another character to do blacksmithing stuff so I can make stuff from my main, which is stuff that I had never done before. But yeah, they made the gathering interesting. They made the profession stuff interesting. I think also there's a surge of players that right now that are coming back or have never played, so that's another good time.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm pretty sure the level boost puts you at 110 now, which lets you just play the most current content.
Right.
But there's also still, if you get in, you play the game, and you like it, you can make a new character, and there's so much stuff for you to play through. And the one reason why I would really say now is a good time is they just changed the battle chest, so you don't have to buy all the past expansions plus the new one and then your sub.
That's good.
Now, if you buy the new expansion, you get all of them in a free month.
That's great.
For free. So
That's cool. That's cool.
What have they done? Like, I mean, the game's like ostensibly like 14 years old. What are they doing to like have it look like a current generation game? Like,
So
they're still updating visuals, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, every expansion they will update certain models. Like this time we got a ton of new elementals, and like Nagas got redone. We got new called allied races, so they're kind of like modifications of some existing races already, which all have new models as well.
And by new, just a model, not like new animations or anything.
No, I mean yes for both.
Okay, cool.
There are new models. Not everybody got new animations, but they have been working through it, especially since this is something that started with Legion. As they've redone a lot of classes too from the up down. The thing was, a lot of classes would have different specs. Like Rogue is the perfect example. They had Outlaw, they had Assassination, and they had Subtlety.
Okay.
But before, there was not really like a difference between them. They're all DPS rogue specs. Again, they all used poisons. Some used more shadowy stuff. Some was more piratey themed.
Some
so they
took more socks with sandals. I don't know.
So they took a pass to try to like make them more unique. Sure. And when they did that, they also redid a lot of animations for people. It took some time. So like the Warlock one didn't get an update at all last expansion, but this expansion they got a ton of new spell effects, which look awesome.
Oh, cool.
But also on the same token, it's a big game. There's a lot of stuff to update. So like there's a Worgen player model which came out in Cataclysm, which was I think like 2012. It doesn't look great. Everybody laughs how bad they look.
That was 3 ago, yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're also, they said that they're working on it in the next, we're in 8.0. In 8.1, the Worgen model the Worgen models will be updated. So like they're still working through and updating that stuff. And it's funny because it's changed so much that there are even classic players. There's a way that you can toggle on to turn all the models back to the old way.
Oh, crazy!
Because some people like hate it, like, oh my god, smooth lines.
It'd be cool to
it's
see.
awful.
It'd be cool to see just to flip back and forth.
Yeah, I'm sure if you go on
do
YouTube,
they do it in
you
real
can
time?
see. Yeah, I mean, no, you'll have to reload.
Oh, got it. I thought you could just flip that switch.
No,
like
no.
Halo did that once.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, they made and also within the gameplay too, and the way that they've kind of adapted dungeons and this whole Mythic Plus system, they're trying to make Mythic Plus their way of kind of like esports.
Yeah,
because it's hard. Like the raids, they do the races, but that only really happens once, the first time, until someone fully completes it, and then it's like, okay, cool, there's no season. Whereas with the Mythic Plus, these are just dungeons that are harder. They have levels, so they get harder and harder and harder.
Sure.
And then at certain levels there's different modifiers and stuff too, so it gets crazy and crazier. And that's what you're going to see like Method and Curse and like gaming teams putting a team together of team of 5 to like compete for times for that. So that's that's a more modern thing. And that was a big thing in Legion. They're trying to spread it out more so that more players can get into it now, which I think is going to spread the game in a lot more.
Let me ask you this too. I know we lean on time. I'm just curious to see, what is the end game for you? Like, and how long do you think you'll be subscribed this time? And then, like, what do they do for the future World of Warcraft? At what point? I mean, we're going on 14 years, right? Like, some around there. Is there a World of Warcraft 2, or what do they do? What do they do with the platform?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like at some point they are going to do a World of Warcraft 2 just so that they can do new systems and visuals and stuff like that. But they've been doing a great job of what they have with updating the engine and making incremental changes. That there are these large patches where things change, but in the span of things, you know, it's crazy when you look back and see that. I mean, even just the fact that they're trying to bring back WoW Classic should tell you how much of a different game it is now.
For sure. That's interesting. You're right.
And as far as me for endgame, I do enjoy raiding. I like doing things that are difficult and being rewarded. I like being top % of things. I like being top of the DPS charts.
Yeah.
So for me, also, my core friend group that I play games with we were friends on WoW, so that's our main
cool.
game.
That's
so
really rad.
That's and I keep saying to my friends, like, it's just so cool to have everybody's on. Like, we all at the launch, we all were on voice chats together as we're leveling and stuff, and that to me is just really cool too. So especially being able to do like challenging stuff with my friends, where like I'm the tank, I'm responsible for doing this, and you're keeping me alive. Like that is really fun for me.
Cool.
And as far as in the long run, they're like the raids aren't open until September 4th. So like they pace stuff out, not only so that, you know, no lifers like me can reach a point where like, okay, I'm ready and I can like do something else until it comes out, but also for people who have jobs who need a little bit of time in order for them to be able to, you know, get raid ready.
For
and
sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Thank you, Nate.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Okay, can I go back and play now?
No,
no.
no,
It's cool. I get it. I get it.
We're gonna set you up so that we can do chill streams with you. On
I'll be streaming.
Azeroth
I'll be streaming BGs and probably dungeons and talking about stat weights and stuff, and probably doing silly shit while doing world quests. Also, lots of world PvP. That's the last thing I want to say really quick. The theme that they've done of Horde versus Alliance and like this whole thing of it's a battle of like the world has been really great from gameplay and thematically from like the visuals and stuff.
Yeah.
I have seen world PvP, which is, for people that don't know, that's just players killing other players out in the world while you're doing questing, not like queuing for a battleground where we're supposed to kill each other.
Yeah.
That's something I haven't seen for years in this game. But they introduced a new thing called War Mode, which gives you increased rewards as long as you have it on, but it also means any enemy player can come at you.
Got it.
And it has just made these really interesting, like, 10v10 in the middle of a zone. There's nothing we're fighting over except for the fact that I saw him and he was trying to kill me, so I called my buddies and like, and it's so cool.
That's cool.
It brings a lot of life to the world.
Stacey, I know we pinged on Overwatch a little bit, but the World Cup's going on right now.
World Cup is going on right now.
There's been some interesting developments. I know we just found out that Fisher from the Los Angeles Gladiators just got traded to the Dynasty.
Oh yeah, back over in the Owl, yeah.
Yep.
So,
but in terms of the World Cup, what's been some of your favorite stuff so far?
You know, the games have been a little bit hard to catch because they've been so late at night.
I have a
over
question.
the past couple of days. Yeah.
So is this a separate from the Overwatch League?
Yes. So the Overwatch League is a separate team-based
league.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the World Cup takes it's firmly location based,
Right.
so
So
you
it's
play
like-
for your country.
Got it. So it's like soccer World Cup. Right.
So yeah, so
That's
players,
a great parallel. Yeah.
Yeah, players who have been on these Owl teams are now going back to play for their World Cup teams. So everyone's kind of mixed up again.
Okay.
So this first stage just finished. There was.
Is that Lucille Ball?
Yeah, this is Summer Games,
these are
but
some
that's
of
fine.
the new
Because they did the
skins.
World Cup before they started doing
last year.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right
we
before.
had World Cup last year. So they pinged. It's a mixture of Owl players and then also just
didn't see any
various
skins.
competitive players that aren't necessarily
You know,
on the team. The
don't
skins
look,
are
don't look,
real
don't look, Nate, don't
I'm not
look,
looking.
Nate, don't
You're
look,
not
Nate,
looking.
don't look,
Nate,
Nate, don't look, Nate.
Stop.
You're not looking at
look at it,
Jet
look at
Ski
it,
Diva
look
or
at it.
Poolside Anna. I'm just.
God.
I don't play
They're
that game.
Good.
Okay, good to hear. But from Nate, but the the fact that it is in Korea makes it really difficult to watch.
Yes.
What time are they broadcast?
These games have
Middle of the
been
night.
a little hard. Yeah. They usually start around 9 and they'll go through the night. They play a lot of games in a day.
All right.
So the first stage just finished. Some of the next stages might be a little easier to catch up. They're coming to Los Angeles for the Los Angeles stage pretty soon. But South Korea and Finland are the two teams that are advancing.
Finland made it pretty far last year, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and Finland actually has quite a few Overwatch League players on it also. They had a couple of close scrapes.
Bunch of
I caught a couple of their
Torbjorns.
matches.
A lot of Torbjorns?
A lot of
Torbjorns,
Torbjorn.
Except
Yes,
he's Swedish.
they
Yeah,
all played
I'm
Torbjorn.
just
Yeah.
vaguely racist.
Solid Torb team.
Yep.
Going back talking about pop figures. I want that Torb pop comes with a
Oh,
little
that
turret.
sounds dope.
It
Comes
Oh,
with
is
a
that
turret.
right? Oh.
It does.
I'm not even a pop guy, and that sounds cool.
That should be
It's
the
good.
rules for the World Cup. They can only play the hero from their country.
From
Yes,
their respective
yes,
countries.
100.
Oh, USA is
100.
screwed.
It's all
No.
76s.
76 and
Hey,
it's
and
all
McCree.
attack.
Oh yeah,
It's all
What's that?
attack.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
McCree.
we don't have any healers, right? No.
76 is a little good.
Oh, that's
No.
true. Yeah,
A little
that's the
Healy.
closest thing.
Well, yeah, you get some
Yeah,
healing.
you little Healy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, Australia's
fucked.
Australia's just mayhem, pure
Yeah.
mayhem. Oh well, does Hammond count?
Hammond counts.
Okay, so Hammond, Junk, and Roadhog.
And that's your
Sounds like a pretty
team.
decent team.
That's pretty fun.
You could manage pretty well with that, I think.
Absolutely
Hammond
manage.
is a wild card in the game since he has been introduced.
I'm excited.
Tell
to-
Nate about it.
I'm excited to see what he adds to the metric on pro.
Swing around.
Yeah, just find an overpass and just swing around. You can come in
Oh,
like a
yeah, I
wrecking ball.
saw somebody like knock 4 people just off into the abyss. I was like, nope.
Beauty.
Very good.
He's
Nope.
made for an interesting change between Hammond being introduced and then the Sombra changes going into effect.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Love the Sombra
Permanent
changes.
invisibility?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
they-
Crazy.
That
because
is crazy.
Blizzard is very, very careful about stealth mechanics in
Yes.
all of their games.
Doing points out that Winston would be in the USA, and Canada has a pretty good team this year.
Okay.
And Hammond is in the World Cup metric, so
Yes.
it's created some
Yes,
interesting
we've
matchups.
seen Hammond a couple of times.
Oh, he is active in World Cup?
Yes. So they're playing with that. They're playing with the new Sombra changes. But yeah, that rework is closer to what they originally envisioned for her. So she has the unlimited invisibility, but she can't interact with like points or cap things anymore.
She has to
While-
become
okay,
visible.
yeah, that
in
makes
order to-
sense.
So there's the balance
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a
Sense.
lot more reconnaissance, a lot more sneaking around.
And she's easier to reveal, like by enemies, right?
Yes, and you can destroy her translocator now.
Yes, that's right.
Even though it doesn't time out anymore, just like her invisibility, but you can destroy it if you know where it is. So
Mm-hmm.
you can destroy some good plays that way.
Man, I want to play Overwatch, but I also want to play like Sea of Thieves and all these like
Fair.
long-term games that I have and haven't played.
You haven't played at all? Sea of Thieves?
Well, I haven't played a lot of stuff at all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but something that I don't know how much of this table is going to play it. I know one person for sure is going to be playing it. Red Dead Redemption 2 released
yeah.
its gameplay trailer a little while ago.
I'm literally the only one? Are you kidding me?
No way.
I still
For me,
need to
it's
play the
not
first
I
one.
said that was my most hyped game.
That's right.
Yeah, you and
of the
me
year.
both, man.
For me, it may not be a day one purchase just because of
Yeah.
everything that it's around, and I
God,
know it's
yes,
going to be
I know,
so
totally.
dense.
Yep,
I got a
yep,
console
yep,
for this.
yep.
But at some point,
Yeah. So let's talk through the trailer a little bit really quickly. I'm interested to see, like, I know, Nate, you're super into this. Like, Stacey, where are you with Red Dead?
I am
Did you
really,
play the last
no,
one?
I have not. I still need
Okay.
to play the first one, but I'm really into how this looks and how it looks like it's gonna play.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the all-time greats of that last console generation. And Mark, you're kind of on the fence, I think, at this point.
it's not necessarily that I'm on the fence. It's just I know how dense it's going to be.
Yeah.
and the fact that
Pause
we
it
are
right here.
going
Can we
back.
pause it? So this is one of my favorite notes. I can rewind it just a little bit, like 10 seconds. Watches as he falls out of this window and lands. It's real-time mud deformation. I've watched this trailer in prep for this so many times.
Yeah, I bet you have.
He falls out, and right when he a little bit 2 more frames, bam! When he hits and he slides, it moves. The mud moves with where he lands. It's incredible. And
That
then watch
mud
this.
tech,
It comes
though.
out of a cutscene into gameplay right here. If you can unpause it, and he goes right into fighting. And then it's in gameplay. Like, I'm pretty excited about this game.
It's super cool, and the strength of the engine is pretty clear. But the one thing for me is, as opposed to
Here's
like
the first look at Deadeye. Sorry,
as opposed to like Grand Theft Auto, where I can hop in a plane and be on the other side of the map. It's either you have to sit through a loading screen and get on the train, or this, that, or the other thing. It takes a lot longer to get places.
Why don't you just get on a horse and ride the whole way there?
Because it's only 1 horsepower.
Yeah. But then you get to
That's an
see
excellent point. I
everything.
can't
It's also
argue
kind
with
of like
that.
the point of the game.
No, but that's what I mean. Is I like it,
so
but
stunning.
if you
Not
give
to drag
me,
the conversation back
give me
to
a
World of
weekend.
Warcraft, but one thing
Let's talk about mounts.
That's all we're talking
if
about.
there's one thing that veteran players will tell you ruined World of Warcraft, it was flying mounts. That's why every expansion they take away your flying for
fair
like
enough.
a year until they finally give it back because people keep complaining about it. Having to explore on foot and see things that's the way you should experience.
So
Yes.
in referencing that to this, if the way to one of the things that kills Grand Theft Auto for me, like we mentioned earlier in the show, is the long load times and the long wait times. As long as the game is strong enough to where once I unlock a quick travel node,
Right.
if it's 10, 20 seconds, or it makes the travel like how Assassin's Creed Syndicate made it, where you just get on your train and you're just traveling around the entire time. If there's a way to make that more dynamic, to where
I
you're
love
doing
that. That
a
was so
little
cool.
bit
I know, right?
more,
I agree. That was really cool.
So,
Super agree.
And you just hop off the train,
Yep.
and I don't think that this guy will be parkouring off of a train and like hanging off of a gorge.
You're right.
But like
Would it be the worst for that?
a lot of it is there. Campfire songs.
John Marston and Jack are in the background of the scene, along with Abigail right there.
Oh, jeez.
Jack Marston is sitting on his lap.
on John's lap.
I've seen this several times. And then right up here in a minute is one of my, I think, the coolest little bits.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, right. You see him?
Yeah, I saw him.
So yeah. So right, and in just a minute too, there's the scene up here where he shoots. One of the things that was, do you remember last Red Dead? Some of the physics were a little wonky.
Yeah.
But there was always, they were a little ragdolly. There's this incredible scene where he's shooting up a hill in a minute, and he shoots a dude off the horse. The horse gets spooked and then kicks the limp body off into the air, which is coming up in a minute. And I love these trailers are filled with these little tiny moments where they're like, no, I want you to see a ragdoll body.
Oh, don't
Just
worry,
gets
it's gonna be
so
weird.
Jacked. Very excited about this game.
Yeah, it's not like, not to say that I'm not interested in it. It's just I want to give it the time that it deserves.
And I think it's going to be. I mean, I think this game. It looks so dense, and this is the first. I mean, this is all of the studios. This isn't Rockstar North. This isn't Rockstar San Diego. This is all of Rockstar proper working on this game. And it's the first game. It's the first game Rockstar's built for this console generation. And think about that. The GTA 5 was a cross-gen game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm incredibly excited about it.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and it's just being able to play it, man.
Yeah.
There's so many, like, we were in a little bit of a lull over the summer,
Yeah.
but now we're getting back into that time where you have to make those choices of what am I going to be playing.
Yep.
And I think we're all looking forward to Spider-Man because it's got a little bit of a window.
It really does.
So that everybody who can play it
Yep.
will be playing it.
So watch this scene too when he's running up. So he rewinded a little bit.
Oh,
He shoots
boy.
this dude in the head, and the physics keep him coming down. He gets hit in the head, but his body is moving down a hill. Watch this guy. Boom! He falls forward. It's so good.
I don't know. I'd love it if it had the old movie western thing where people get shot, grab the place where it would have hit, and then
And then fall over a rail somewhere.
yeah,
Yes.
that's
I
a little
agree.
bit more real to me.
Stumble to a rail.
I'm really into this whole. He does a horse peel out in a minute too, like the back end, just like. "Arr!" It's unbelievable.
Knowing Rockstar, there's going to be some mission where you shoot a guy and he goes,
I hope
Probably.
so.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh yeah, baby.
And here it is. He shoots this guy. The horse kicks him. Do you see it? Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, like literally shoots the guy in the head. The horse spooks and then just kicks the shit out of him. It's
Oh
just
my
this great
God.
little moment. Bam,
Bink.
boom. It's so good.
Oh man, where's my phone? I
love-
could have had Wilhelm ready.
I love the care and the detail they put in these trailers. And I think the exciting news is there's one more we'll have before launch. Right at the end of this trailer, he says like missions and questing will.
But we still haven't heard too much about multiplayer yet.
We have not. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. I do have a theory they're going to be shared. I'm with Nate. I don't think that the architecture is going to be the same. I think the currency will be the same, like that you can spend cross games.
There's too many modders
Blizzard bucks.
with too much of that currency for them to keep using that currency.
Interesting.
I think that's the only reason why they haven't really cracked down on that currency is because they're abandoning it.
Or
there's so
is it
many
in hack to
modders
shit?
in that
Yeah,
game.
Oh, is that right?
It's
To be
raining
fair,
shark cash
The
everywhere.
first
Okay, didn't
game
realize that.
I loaded into, there was a modder that just sat there and dumped money on
I didn't
me.
realize that.
Yeah.
And
Never mind then.
that was the thing.
It would have been smart. Fair enough.
Well, at least, if anything, moving forward, it sort of generalizes what you can purchase in store,
Yep.
so that you can use it for both games. That maybe, as opposed to, hey, do you have $80 billion in Grand Theft Auto? Well, we're gonna reverse
exchange.
Yeah, there's an exchange
Yes.
rate. Like, I don't think they'll do that.
Yeah.
But I think if anything, they'll make the cards that you buy in store worth the same. So it's not like, oh, you wanted money for your... So it's just to not confuse parents.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
it's here's money for your game. Oh, this doesn't work for this game. Oh, well, it's digital currency. I can't return it.
Right.
Sort of
Right.
a thing.
No, fair enough.
Now, Patrick,
Yes,
you in
Mark.
particular,
Yes.
and Steve in the booth, really excited.
Just a bit.
When we were given word at E3 about Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
And they showed nothing.
Nada.
They showed
Just
a
say TBD.
little bit of essentially, hey, by the way, something's going to be happening
Yep.
at some point.
Yep.
Now, recently,
I can't wait.
we were given. Oh, there's a demo at the top of the video too.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I just happen to have it queued up to my favorite. Scene.
Great. So
love Steven Booth.
they gave us two gameplay demos. Let's start rolling this one as a little bit of B footage, but you wouldn't think that Doom can get any crazier, and then they added a grappling hook to the shotgun.
I know.
For starters.
Yep.
And made the demons even crazier. Now this scene in particular is the Doomslayer on Phobos, and just terrifying the poor staff on that space station, because he just wants to kill himself some demons.
This scene right here when he grabs this dude's card was like, yep, it's still definitely Doom. They haven't lost that humor.
Drags him over.
Yeah.
I half
Let's
expected
go.
to be like a enlarging dark spot near the crotch area of that guy.
The way it was framed, that's what I expected
Yeah.
too.
Oh, just don't hurt me. Takes his pulse rifle. Let's get at it. Like, everybody's just terrified of this demon-esque man. But we didn't necessarily get any sort of additional information on release. We just got. Also, that's the BFG. That's like the
Jesus.
BFG 10,000 or
Yep.
whatever. Which how
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, look at that.
With how crazy Doom is, I have in my mind, in some way, shape, or form, Doom Guy's gonna get enlarged
Please.
and use that as a regular
Fucking
gun.
yes! That is the best theory I have ever heard. Please.
Or a
just
lot-
all that metal. Brrr.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a lot, maybe a little bit less crazy.
Oh my God.
The gun's gonna get shrunk.
No, man, no,
maybe
no.
the opposite
No,
way.
no.
I want him big.
But
Go big or go
interplanetary.
home.
Yeah, exactly.
Kicks in a planet, feeds it down the throat of another planet.
Everybody remember that show Third Rock from the Sun where the planets would be like billiards?
Yes.
Except that.
Genius.
Where he kicks it like right through there. This, like, it seems like it's gotten faster. They've made the movement even crazier. We're getting new weapons. We're getting new demons. We're getting new story.
New finishing animation.
Say again, Steve?
I'll take it back here.
Okay, cool. And they've even remodeled some of the demons that we got in the first game to make them a little bit more imposing.
Oh my goodness, remodeled.
Yes, remodeled.
Yeah, like you know what they had, like Geomod tech with Red Faction Volition. So imagine that per character that you're taking on chunk by chunk.
Yeah, so
Putting holes.
the ability to terraform, destroy buildings, destroy individual models of buildings, but adding that to character models that move and interact
So
with you.
real-time damage on the demons as you're killing them.
Yes,
It's dope.
as opposed to just like, oh, that's a lot of blood. But see if you can get a good part where we see the grappling hook in
Have
action.
you seen this, Nate? He's
Yeah, I mean,
acting
I
like
watched
shy.
I think it looks visually amazing, like
yeah.
the textures and
Yep.
the frame rate and the movement, but I just don't.
It plays so good too. That's the other thing too. And I know that's a thing gamers say. This game just feels good. Doom
just
controlled
never-
so well.
It looks
the
cool.
shotgun had such a punch. I mean, id's known for that shit, but like, definitely like, and it to Mark's point, like this one looks so much more frantic. Like there's the verticality to it.
And look at that. We're getting the sort of the infestation of hell to the real world, quote the real world. And whatever, blip! Oh my God, it's just so, it looks like so much.
You use the demons themselves as the grapple point? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he used it to get behind and get a better position.
Do physics like not exist in the
No,
Doom world?
they never
Okay,
did.
got it.
But that's the best thing about it is usually when they go into this heavy three-dimensional
there's a one-up
style, it changes and all of a sudden there's gravity. But there's a moment in the first iteration of this series of Doom where the music kicks
so
in,
good.
you're in an arena, you have a
night.
couple of giant demons in front of you, and you just instinctually move. You just go and you're hopping around, you're running. Like the speed of Doom Guy from like DOS to now hasn't changed.
No, yeah, it's 1-to-1.
It feels just as
For sure.
frantic, just as frenetic.
Totally agree.
Oh, and that's another thing is you
Boom.
now have a wrist knife.
Yes.
To kill even better. God, this
kill
is
even better.
This is I want it right now.
I know, dude. I want to go play the old one.
Me too. I'm gonna
right
get it
now.
for Switch.
Oh,
But I felt the same way.
it feels so good.
Man,
I just don't like. What do you?
So
go ahead.
what's the point?
To
Like, it's-
stop the demons from invading the Earth.
well,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
And you
I mean,
keep taking on bigger
All right.
and badder
I mean,
demons.
There you go.
it had the first one was very self-aware, like it knew what it was over the top and ridiculous. But like one of the things that I really dug about Innate was that like most modern shooter conventions literally they train you to shoot and then take cover and regenerate health.
Yeah.
This one, the only way you can the only way you can recover is by killing things. So the only way to recover health is to move forward and
Right,
get more
to keep
fucking
going.
aggressive.
And if you run out of one of my favorite mechanics is the chainsaw is sort of an instant kill to almost any demon.
Right.
Like you can upgrade it to be very close to boss level demons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so if you run out of ammo or running low on health, you pull out the chainsaw, cut a dude in half, and it spills out ammo and shield and health. So like one of my favorite things that I did on Doom is I played through it on easy and didn't stop moving forward unless I was in a room where
that's
I had to
rad.
open up a door. I just ran, kick stuff further, shoot it, whatever. It's fun. It's fun. I would highly recommend it for a Steam sale.
Yep.
Like what? Nope. All right.
I just don't think it's for me. It looks
Okay.
great. I understand why people like it. It's just not. This is not what I look for in a shooter.
Okay.
It's just stylistically not really a thing.
Because I'm
that
not into realism, and this is the farthest thing from realism.
And if the first one felt like a bit of a puzzle game too, right? Like each little combat bowl, each scenario, you really had to figure out what you were like. You really focused on enemy prioritization and
Also, power up prioritization because you would
Totally.
see a full shield regen or a
Yep.
quad damage or whatever, and it's like sometimes I would hit that right away and then be like, oh no, here come a bunch of bigger dudes that I
Yes.
should have saved that for.
Dude, totally. Yeah, crowd management. Like, again, I always felt like every little puzzle was its own thing. It's so gratifying when you figure it out. You
Yeah.
feel like a fucking badass.
Man,
This is what a badass simulator.
we can
That's
talk-
the point, Nate.
We could talk about Doom
There's
forever.
no way that you could walk that fast and maintain that level of accuracy.
Exactly. That's the point.
Unless you're the Doom guy.
Unless you're a
makes it
Doom
extra
Slayer.
fun.
So we highly
Master
recommend you
Chief
to
wannabe.
check out. Oh God, no, the other way
the
around.
original.
But please, what we want to recommend you to do is to head on over to Popcorn Talk. Today, this is our last show at the Popcorn Talk studio. We're not ending the show. We are just going independent on Twitch proper. But we've had a long history on this network, and we thank everybody who's ever come along. Back when we were Do Games Make Good Movies,
Yeah.
Video Game Movie Anatomy, we talked about the Doom movie. We talked about, I would say, go back to Need for Speed.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because that was amazing. Patrick was not having it.
It was a rough one. It was rough.
What was there's
was
a lot
rough.
of good ones in there. So check it out either on YouTube or on iTunes. Please support the Popcorn Talk Network. They put on a lot of great work, and we really appreciate all of the time and the effort put in by the staff to make sure that this show can become what it is today. but we are going to go off onto our own blue pastures. We're going to keep streaming on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on iTunes, please head over to twitch.tv/inventoryfullpt. Give us a follow. Use your Twitch Prime subscription to give us a subscription, and it will help us build and do even more. We're going to be doing a combination of podcasting and gameplay. Please go and check us out there. We have a Discord, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram. Please check us out, like us, favorite us, follow us, give us bits if you have them. We appreciate everybody who's done it so far. And K-Wolf just gave us 300 more bits. Thank you, K-Wolf. Really appreciate it. So for the last time here on Popcorn Talk, and until we meet again right here on twitch.tv/inventoryfull, Patrick, what game are you looking forward to the most? Where can people find you on Twitter?
Game I'm looking forward to, I'm going to say Red Dead. I don't think that's even close. I'm at Twitter. I'm at P2Ds. I just joined Instagram, so it's another social media platform I will ignore, but I'm also at P2Ds there. And you can find me, we're at fcfl.io is the website. We are building a fan-controlled football league. Actual football. It's like Madden in real life, so check it out.
Crazy. Stacey.
Nice, man. I can find me all over Twitter and Instagram at Stacey Shuttles. Honestly, lately I have been really hyped for My Hero One's Justice.
Oh God, it's coming in October.
Like they have a single player like story mode, and I am just ready.
Yeah, I want it. Hey Nate.
Hey, what's up, nerds? You can find me over all places where people are found at Doglike Nate. I'll be playing World of Warcraft for the foreseeable future. Yeah. That's about it. That's about it.
You can find me on Twitter at Mark Bidonica. I'm going to be playing whatever. A lot of. I'm excited for Spider-Man coming out. I think I'll figure out a way to stream the majority of that game and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because because I'll be able to play it and not worry about any other game that's coming out, and then worry about every other game that's coming out. But we also want to thank Steve, who's been our engineer on regular, and now that we're going to be not going to be at the studio, I'd like to figure out ways to get him on camera more. He was here for our Destiny talks, and a couple of other shows here and there, and we really, and E3, he took time out of his day off to come and join us. Steve, we really appreciate everything.
Birthday week.
Yep, we really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys.
We love you.
We appreciate you, Steve.
Thank you to Maria, Kevin, Phil, Steven, Marissa, Brianna, everybody in the back. We love everybody. Thank you so much for watching Inventory Full for the past it's several iterations of the show. Thank you to the Popcorn Talk Network. We'll see you on Twitch.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.